I fed a full year of my YouTube data into Claude and built this. I'm going to show you exactly how, plus 2 other things you could build with it that most people haven't even tried. Claude released this new feature where you're able to make interactive charts and graphs based on data and subjects that you feed it. Even here, you see that Claude is showing the different type of capabilities that you can use with the new Claude charts feature, but I think I uncovered the secret superpower with this feature. First example is when I asked it to show me how compound interest works. Now you see, Claude is thinking about it, and then it ended up making this whole entire compound interest chart. And what's crazy is it's actually interactive. It has the initial deposit for the interest, the annual rate, and the number of years. And depending if you want more or less of any of the category, changes the amounts and changes the graph. This is a real live interactive demo that was just created in literally less than a minute. Think about the millions of people out here that are financially illiterate. This could be a huge help for people like that just with this one prompt. But you know what else could really help people? What about understanding how interest rates affect mortgage prices? Think about if you're shopping for a home and well, you're trying to figure out how much down payment you should put onto a home and how the interest rate affects it depending on how large the actual amount is. Well, that's actually what I just did here, where I asked Claude, can you also do one for home prices to see how changing interest rates changes the price of loans for monthly payments and over total loan amount? Make it interactive for a 30-year mortgage, please. And guess what? It spat out, this is an interactive graph that defaults to 400,000 that shows you how big you want the down payment in percentage terms, as well as the interest rate. So it shows you how much you got to pay monthly, the total loan amount, and the total paid for a 30-year mortgage. And a 30-year mortgage is a standard. I know Trump is trying to do this 50-year mortgage thing, but 30 years right now is the standard. You can do a 15 or 10-year mortgage, but playing around with these numbers definitely helps you visualize if you have a 7% interest rate or a 6%, 5%. Even if you was in the pandemic times or pre-pandemic when there was like 2% interest rates, you can see how that price affects you. And this is a good interactive demo so people can understand that lowering interest rates with the feds and going lower and how they can make it cheaper for people to actually pay for homes because they won't be paying so much in interest. Or let's say you do have cash on hand, how putting a bigger amount down can lessen the actual price of your loan. This is a huge game changer. Think of the other financial charts and graphs that you can make on the fly to teach yourself or even to teach others. But I think this last one here is actually the most powerful one. I fed ChatGPT my entire data for the last 365 days just to see if it could help me out with understanding my own channel analytics. But it doesn't just stop there. These interactive demos can be saved locally. You can literally download this onto your own computer and it saves it as an HTML file. So just clicking on this file, it will open it up in any browser that's your default browser. And look, you could actually play around with these numbers interactive on the computer. That means you could probably send this to your friends, emails to people so they can play around with this feature too, so they can understand the same lessons you're learning and play around with the same charts and data that you're playing around with. That's kind of crazy if you ask me. But this third example, I think, is the most powerful, especially for people like me that are YouTubers. I fed Claude my entire channel data analytics for the last 365 days. And you may not believe what it actually did. Not only did I feed it my channel's analytics for 365 days, I actually uploaded different newsletters from the different YouTube gurus and strategists that blast out different information on how to do better on YouTube, how to better optimize your channel, titles, thumbnails, ideation, yada. And I gave it to Claude with my channel, and I was able to make some really crazy findings. One of the findings was seeing how well my channel actually performed over the last year. So from March to March, my total channel views was 82,000 views, which I think is kind of big, especially for a small channel like me, but I definitely want to improve. Also told me the total subs gain was 258, which I thought was kind of low, and the average CTR was 4.78, which I don't think is bad for a channel my size. And the average view percentage is 20%. So people are sticking around to watch a fifth of the video, which is not bad at all. They even broke down my channel into a graph to show the months that were good for me and the months that weren't. And then they broke down my channel analytics into these different summaries, talking about my best YouTube window or period of time, my biggest drop off, which I'm not the proudest about, the videos that are outperforming, and how shorts affect my channel, which it's not really helping me out at all, and what videos gave me high click-through rate, and then also seeing what the audience actually likes. And it seems like the audience really likes tutorial type of videos instead of news videos. Even though people do come for me to see news, I made an insight that they're only coming to see the news, but they're not subscribing or sticking around for long. They even made a side-by-side comparison with my news content versus my tutorial type of content, and looked at the views, the CTR, the average percentage views, and the subs gained. And across the board, the tutorial videos seem to do a lot better. But it didn't just stop there. It made PDF and documents for me based off the newsletters and feedback that I was asking about with my channel, and basically was just telling me to lean more into tutorial videos, more showing and less telling in the videos. And this video right here is a product of the brainstorming I did with this and the charts and visualization that they was able to give me. Tell me, what do you think about the new feature in Claude and how powerful it is for understanding data and visualizing it? Creating entire code on the fly to visualize different examples. If you want to keep up with the latest and greatest AI news, you should definitely like and subscribe. With that being said, your boy Dexter out.